And it was raining so bad, there were flood watches in Las Vegas, and then we get to the airport and we parked a car in a foot of water. It was right up to the door. It was awful.
Well, that rain that closed down, the mudslide on the 5 I actually flew through that going home a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, we're about to go on here.
Good evening. I'm District Secretary Nicole Gonzalez. It is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2015, and this is a regular meeting of the Dublin Standard Oil Services District Board of Directors. Presiding this evening is Vice President Howard.
Thank you. Let's see, we'll call the meeting to order, and please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Director Michelot? Here. Director Juanita Leopold? Here. Director Halkett? Vice President Howard?
Here.
And President Duarte.
Okay, special announcements and activities.
A couple of them here, Vice President Howard. One is Aqua is December 1st through 4th, so as a reminder, right now Directors Duarte and Howard have signed up to go. That week we would probably also move the meeting to Monday, which is November 30th, unless we hear of other conflicts that allow us to get down there. And then on November 17th, our next meeting, we will have that annual meeting of the Finance Corp. That'll be right before the regular board meeting. And we also, it's timed down on this, we will also have a financial affairs meeting that evening to handle the loan matter, which was referred to committee 2 meetings ago. And that's it under special announcements.
Thank you. Let's see, special, public comment. I see no one here from the public.
Who are we?
You may speak if you desire. Okay, reports.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming today for Bert's event. I think he had a very good time. I think everybody had a good time. It was one of the larger turnouts I think we've had at any event here as a district. So it was just about right, you know, for what he wanted. So thank you. You may have noticed I sent an email to everyone that on October 21st, the zone increased their rates 33%, a large amount. 24% of that is their drought recovery fund, which will expire at the end of the next calendar year. So that's out there on the street now. I think all of you have been scheduled with Heather Rentschler. Your feedback on the GM profile. Everybody gets to her, then we should be in pretty good shape to develop the flyer that will go out for the general manager position. It should allow us a couple of weeks to get that out and on the street. We've got a couple of public record requests the last 2 weeks. One from the Chronicle, and this has to do with those who've been fined. There's roughly 28 people. In addition to the normal notice we give everyone, we've sent follow-up letters to each of those letting them know the information will be released, and we haven't heard back from anyone else at this point. That information will go out to the newspaper tomorrow or the next day, well within the timeline. The other PRA was received from the law firm of Miller Star Regalia, Schaefer Ranch, and asking for information having to do with water connection fee development basically over the last 2 years. So we'll have a little work to gather that information. And I guess rain schedule and recycled water giveaway. Dan, you want to?
Yes, as you probably know, we closed the Dublin Boulevard fill station as of the end of the day on Friday, so it's now closed for the season, and we'll be taking the shack and the hoses and things like that away for the winter. And the city, I believe, is still planning on using it for panning on sandbags, really, if it comes to that. So that one's down, or shut down now. We gave away a total of 3.03 million gallons of water from that station alone during the time that it was open between June 24th and last Friday. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, of course, we did get rain on Monday, so we closed the fill station, and we decided to adopt a procedure very similar to what City of Brentwood is using, which is they close whenever it's raining and the following day also. So we put that notice on our website and on the Facebook page, and we've also sent out an email to customers, the signed-up customers, letting them know. So we were closed yesterday as well as today. We'll be reopening again formally tomorrow.
Okay. That's it? Okay, thank you. Let's see, agenda management, I don't think there's anything that needs to be rearranged. If someone has to do so.
No, but we have some correspondence.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get to that.
Before we get to that.
You should have in front of you, well, you have two letters. One is from Director Kathleen Teagues asking support for her election or support for her position with Aqua. You have that in front of you. The second one is from Rishi Kumar, I guess touting his smart utility system aid with your support. I would propose we just refer this to staff for evaluation. It's an app that possibly could be used. And the last one's a little different. I'll send it around. Is from Bill and Charity Mitchell, retirees, thanking you for supporting their medical insurance payment. So, interesting thank you note that we don't want to forget. Pass that around.
I don't think that Maddie was here.
No.
Donna was still here. And I couldn't vote, so.
Well, Pat can read.
I'll take a look. Thank you.
And that was all on correspondence.
Okay. So, now we're ready for agenda management, and we've decided that we don't really need to do much there.
Well, there's one item, we can take it off.
Oh,
We're going to ask that item 8A be removed. We'll defer that to a later meeting. Mr. Nelson has recommended that we look at some wording in that document, so we'll bring it back to the.
All righty. Committee reports, let's see, we have administrative affairs, executive and technical. Anybody have anything to add to the written reports? No. Then we have approval of minutes, regular meeting of October 20.
I'll move approval except, I have one, I think it's a correction. Page 2, first little bubble says Aqua's Fall Conference will be held December 1 through the 4th. Please let Nicole know by September 15th. I'm sure that was either October or November 15th. I think November.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at November.
Must have been November 15th, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so with that change,
I'll move approval.
okay.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
So that passes 3-0. And we'll move on to the consent calendar with item 8A removed. So that's items 8A, 8B, C, and D.
I'll move approval of the consent calendars B, C, and D.
I'll second.
Yeah.
We don't have any options.
That's moved and seconded, so all those in favor?
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Board business, item 9A, review and discuss drought management program.
Vice President Howard, board members, this is the regularly scheduled item to allow the public to comment. See no public comment. If there's any questions?
Let's see, do you need a motion? Looks like we could-
No, on that one, it's just provide direction. If there's any-
I'd say stay the course, but
And motion to continue the drought emergency will come next meeting.
yes.
This is just to allow input with the public.
Right, and then the board can discuss it and provide direction. if there's
Okay,
any
so any discussion? Stay the course. Okay. So that we'll move on to the next item. Item 8, 9B.
Good evening, Vice President Howard and board members. Last year, Derwa and the City of Pleasanton entered into an agreement for Derwa to provide recycled water to the City of Pleasanton. Additional treatment facilities at Derwa's recycled water production plant are needed to provide recycled water to meet City of Pleasanton demands. Under the terms of the Derwa-Pleasanton agreement, the City of Pleasanton is required to provide funding for the construction of the additional treatment facilities, specifically a 6th sand filter at the plant. Given the current drought, Pleasanton is anxious to begin converting potable water service to recycled water service as soon as possible. They have formally requested Derwa to expedite delivery of recycled water. In response, last week, the Derwa board declared a drought emergency similar to DSRSD's drought emergency declaration and requested DSRSD to take the lead in developing necessary plan improvements to deliver recycled water to Pleasanton beginning next spring. Pleasanton anticipates converting about 400 acre-feet annually of potable water to recycled water next year, similar in scale to DSRSD's 2015 recycled water conversion projects. Under statewide emergency regulations, Derwa and DSRSD may expedite the construction of the project by dispensing with secret requirements and formal bidding requirements. Staff recommends the advance manufacture and purchase of plant components from Andretz Separation Corporation for the 6th sand filter to match existing components for the existing 5 sand filters. The cost of the components is $422,000, and Pleasanton has already made a deposit of $475,000. A separate installation contract will be brought back at a later time to the board for approval. Construction should be completed by early next spring to meet Pleasanton's recycled water demands. Staff recommends the board authorize a purchase order with Andretz, and we're available to answer any questions.
Yeah, I remember those. They're going to be installed towards the east end of the bank.
Yes, the last empty slot on the concrete bank on the east side will be fitted with the components.
I think we've vetted this before. Any questions? I would entertain a motion.
I'll move to delegate authority to expedite.
So I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to authorize the district general manager to execute a purchase order with Andretz, I'll pronounce it, Incorporated for the purchase of a continuous backwash updraft sand filter for Derwa Recycled Water Treatment Facility, 6th filter project, CIP number so on. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 3-0. And we move on then to board member items, which is item 10. Anybody got any, well, what does Georgina have to say?
Now, how did you know? Well, first of all, I went to the mayor's luncheon that the chamber, actually it was Chamber of Pleasanton, the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce put on. And it was really good because, okay, I'll remember her name. Catherine Baker was the moderator, which changed the tenor of the discussions quite a bit. They were much more professional responses rather than, kind of making a joke about it. And she was up on the topic enough to where she could ask additional questions and kind of back and forth with the conversation. So it really was good. Nobody had any great masterful things to say. I mean, it's pretty much business as usual in the valley, thank heaven, I guess. We shouldn't worry about it. The other thing was, of course, the Val Vista meeting, and Dan might want to say something about that. You know, we've got some happy campers over there. Everybody did their little dog and pony show about what things were going on so that the residents would know and what to look for. But I don't know, there was probably about 5, 6 residents there.
At the end, we had 4.
I think we all leave.
Yeah, we had more staff and directors than the public. But we did have Bobby and her husband
Yes.
came. Bobby has been coming to those neighborhood meetings since, I believe, the 90s.
Yes, yes, she was one of the first, her and
Barbara.
Barbara, yes.
Right. And now Bobby and, well, her husband is one of our recycled water haulers, so friend of the district. But they were very pleasant, and I think most of the questions, again, were more along the lines of, how long is the fill station going to stay open? Is it going to be open through the winter and those kind of things? So we really didn't hear any complaints about odors or any complaints about how the place looks or anything like that. So it was a nice event for those.
Well, for Bobby, you know, she's been there since the beginning, and she knows what it used to look like and what it used to smell like, and quite an improvement for her. But yeah, they sounded very positive and pleased. And that's all I did the last 2 weeks that had to do with DSRSD. Want to hear what else I did?
You can do that later. Maddie,
Yeah.
you have
This was my first official committee event, and I was a little bit disappointed that there were so few residents there to input, but it was a nice event, and I'm just so excited to be here, so.
Okay, well, I have nothing else to add other than it was a super day today at
Yeah.
Jim. Okay, and I have a formal statement to read before we go to closed session, which would be the next item. So let me read this. This time the board will be going into closed session for one closed session item as listed on the agenda. It's a conference with legal counsel, initiation of litigation pursuant to paragraph 4, subdivision D, section 54956.9. It's one case. The board, while this meeting will continue, the broadcast will be discontinued. Though anticipated to be no report from closed session, if there is a report from closed session, it will be announced in open session, and if you would care to hear about that, you can contact our district secretary, Nicole Gonzalez, during regular business hours for that information. We hope you have a nice day. So, with that, we will go into closed session.
You kidding?
Yeah, we want to
No, I
abandon you.
This is like being confused, but
I hate to read it.
that could be my normal